It is great to be in Eastern Kentucky and in Ashland today for such an important announcement. An announcement around an organization that has invested in this community and the entire Eastern Kentucky region. Today we're joined by ARC Federal Co-Chair Gail Manchin. Let's thank her for all of her work. I want to thank Co-Chair Manchin for bringing a new excitement and a new energy to ARC. When she speaks, her love of Appalachia shines through. I also want to thank Mayor Perkins and Brandy Clark for being amazing ambassadors for Ashland. We're going to hear from them in a minute, as well as this guy you probably know, my senior advisor, Rocky Atkins. I see we've got Adam from the Congressman's office. We've got a number of our county judges, city officials, state representatives, and others today. But everyone who's here, you are very welcome to and excited that you are here, because today is going to be a big day for this city, this county, and this entire region. We're all here today because we are committed to the success of our Appalachian region. An area that is unique, full of incredible people, and they deserve forward-thinking investments. You deserve growth, and you deserve a whole bunch of new jobs. That's why I'm excited to announce that the annual Appalachian Regional Commission Conference will be held right here in Ashland this fall. The conference will be held September 11th through the 12th. And for a conference like this, we expect an influx of hundreds of thousands of dollars to the region, hundreds of people coming in, an opportunity to highlight the very best of Eastern Kentucky, and we're going to ensure that the entire Eastern Kentucky region is included. This is an amazing opportunity to bring in so many Appalachian region supporters from across the country to spend time in Eastern Kentucky, in Ashland, and in Boyd County. We are going to showcase the beauty of Eastern Kentucky. And we are going to, And we're going to show the amazing hospitality and ingenuity of our people. I'm excited to announce the theme of the conference, which is Appalachia Rises, Resilience, Strength, and Transformation. Because the people of Appalachia are strong and resilient. And that will drive our efforts and the transformative investments that we are going to make together. Governors from many of ARC's 13 states, as well as hundreds of partners and economic development experts, will attend. Together, we'll work to strengthen Appalachia by creating and expanding workforce development, growing sectors like outdoor recreation. We got some of our business owners who are incredibly successful here with us today. We'll be developing entrepreneurs and building leadership and community capacity. And this event will help boost our efforts to improve the lives of our families across the region, because that's why we do what we do. And let me tell you, these families deserve our efforts. The families of this region have mined the coal that fueled the Industrial Revolution, created the strongest middle class in the world. You provided the energy that helped us win 2 world wars. Historically, you have been there for us, and it's time that this country is there for you. And that's what our administration is committed to doing, being there and fighting for our Appalachian region. And we have faced some tough challenges, but we faced them together. We faced a pandemic, the likes of which none of us had ever seen. And we faced natural disasters that sadly have been historic too. Last July, Eastern Kentucky was hit by the worst flooding in our state's history. Flooding that took the lives of 45 of our people, each one a child of God. Well, what I saw in the aftermath of that was the best of humanity, of Kentucky, and of Eastern Kentucky. Part of what the Appalachian Regional Commission is about is working together. And what I saw is governors of 2 states, West Virginia and Tennessee, send members of their National Guard to help us. Let's give them a big round of applause. They, along with Kentucky's National Guard, the best National Guard in this entire country. We'll give West Virginia and Tennessee 2 and 3. But you combine that with our state police and, oh my goodness, all of the local first responders here, you realize they made 1,400 rescues. That's saving 1,400 lives in the first 48 hours after that flooding. Really incredible. But what we saw from our people was even more. While our professionals saved more than 1,400 lives, everyday neighbors saved so many more. People wading through the waters while it was still dangerous to help that neighbor that couldn't get out on their own. I'm proud of how the people of Eastern Kentucky not only handled those first 48 hours, but your strength and your perseverance as we push through and we commit to this rebuilding effort. And I have said this is going to be the toughest rebuild in the history of the United States, but it happened to the toughest people. The strength and spirit of our people is extraordinary, and because of that strength and resiliency, we will see a brighter future. We will rebuild every home and every life, no matter how long it takes. This is what ARC is all about. It's about lifting people up in the tough times and in the good times. And as I said, when I accepted the position of ARC co-chair, this is a chance to help our people. Now, those that know me well know that I don't agree to co-chair or be a part of a lot of things that aren't directly in our state. This is where I'm supposed to be. These are our people. But a chance to be the co-chair of ARC is about creating good jobs, bringing in investment that allows that to happen, expanding quality health care, expanding clean water, and making sure that your success in life is never determined by your zip code. And that Eastern Kentucky has every advantage of every other region. That's what you deserve to build a brighter future. So we're working to bring opportunity to every community because nobody should ever have to leave Kentucky or Appalachia. People should be moving here. Now is the time to change our brain drain into a brain gain. When we look at what we have been able to do here in the region, let's start with Ashland and Boyd County itself. Since the beginning of my administration, we've now located 6 companies in this county. They've invested $86.5 million. They're creating 307 new full-time jobs. Let's thank our economic development folks here from the region. You look at Denelli Service Corporation, $27.2 million, 70 new jobs. Modern Metals, $2.3 million, 24 new jobs. Big Sandy Distribution, $1.1 million. Flowserve Corporation, $150,000 and 10 new jobs. And then you look at what's come out of that partnership with King's Daughter and the University of Kentucky, which has preserved or created over 5,000 jobs. Folks, we now have more people in this area working in healthcare than when Bellefonte was open. That's an incredible statement about the work that's gone in to ensure access to health care in the region. I also want to thank the Fiveco Area Development District that's here for all their great work. Other investments in the region, at least $56 million, 218 new jobs. And listen, we love those statistics. But every one of those jobs brings dignity and security to a family, brings new opportunity to their kids and their kids' kids. A good job creates change that flows from that individual to every future generation. This growth has not only helped the area, it's helped all of Kentucky. You think just a couple weeks ago, Kentucky was ranked by Site Selection Magazine #2 in the entire country in per capita economic development. How about that? What it means is that we are winning and that we've got a chance to be that economic powerhouse that we always dreamed of. But if we're going to move from a time of difficulty to one of prosperity, every region has to be included. Eastern Kentucky must see its share of that prosperity. And in doing that, man, ARC is a great partner. Last year alone, ARC Investments created or retained 1,100 jobs in Kentucky. They helped educate and train over 3,400 students and workers, and they benefited 1.2 million residents in 54 Appalachian counties here in the Commonwealth. I know that this organization doesn't just invest in Kentucky, though I've told them feel free to invest more in Kentucky. But they truly invest in every Appalachian region in this country. The challenges that Appalachia faces here in Kentucky, other states face too. And while we push for our Kentucky families, we want every family in this great country doing well. We want to support an organization that supports all of our Appalachian families. And ARC has that same goal. They have been investing in these communities for so long, and their mission is simple: innovate, partner, and invest to build community capacity and strengthen economic growth in Appalachia. Now, since I took office, ARC has invested more than $100 million in base program funds here in Kentucky alone. Let's give them a round of applause. Those projects have leveraged another $100 million from the private sector, meaning at least $200 million in investment. And they focus on 5 areas when it comes to investment. And we are seeing the rewards of each. First, building businesses. An example of this is in Bell County, where we're using $1 million in ARC funds to help open a steel manufacturing facility, one of the biggest announcements in the last 10 years in Bell County, and it's already bringing potential suppliers to the region. It's expected to create 100 good jobs in the next several years. Second, maintaining a ready workforce. In Clay County, ARC funds are being used for a program that provides shelter to Kentuckians recovering from addiction and helps them find jobs as they move into recovery. That's making sure that nobody is left out. At Pikeville Medical Center, we're using ARC funds to train nurses, to provide job trainings, and to make Kentuckians healthier. Senator, the third one is infrastructure. In Perry County, ARC funds are helping us build a new water treatment plant that's going to provide reliable water service to over 1,000 homes and 19 businesses, and is expected to create more than 300 jobs. Fourth, capitalizing on our regional culture and increasing tourism. You look in Pike County, ARC funds are being used to build a trail on the Kentucky side of the Breaks Interstate Park. That trail will lead in the future to the longest swinging bridge in the country, bringing tourists to Kentucky. We just got to keep them on our side of that border. Fifth, building leadership and community capacity. Last year, 5 Kentuckians were selected for the Appalachian Leadership Institute to learn how we can build a stronger future for Kentucky and for the region. We're investing in the leaders that are right here, that are staying right here, and are committed to leading from Eastern Kentucky. These investments have moved these communities forward, and they've lifted up our people, even in the most challenging of times. You know, the slogan of Ashland is "Create with Us." We're inviting folks from far and wide to come here and to help us create a better, brighter future for Kentucky and for our Appalachian region. And you can see just how united this region is by all the officials that are here today. While this conference may be located in Ashland, this is a win for all of Eastern Kentucky. And our commitment is that all of Eastern Kentucky is going to be included, is going to be highlighted, and is going to see opportunity from it. To the people of Eastern Kentucky and across the ARC region, we are committed to you. We're in this together. We're not only going to get through this together, we're going to make sure we don't just survive, but we thrive. Now, the people of this region have given a lot. It's time that we make sure we give back, invest more, lift everybody up, because if we're going to be number 2 in per capita economic development in the Commonwealth, or maybe next year, number 1, it means everyone, especially Eastern Kentucky, needs not only a seat at the table, but needs real results, real jobs, and real opportunity. You've earned it, and you deserve it. So now it's my honor to introduce ARC Federal Co-Chair Gail Manchin to speak.
Thank you, and good morning, good afternoon, good day. What beautiful, thank you for welcoming us here with the beautiful sunshine that we appreciate so much this time of year throughout the Appalachian region. I am so proud to be here representing the Appalachian region, also as serving as federal co-chair for the Appalachian Regional Commission. And I want to, right from the get-go, key in on something you just said, which I think is so important. We talk about parity across the Appalachian region with the rest of the country, that our families, our children, our industry, that we deserve the same rights and opportunities as anyone in this country. And so the governor talked about our communities not just surviving, but thriving. I say that in partnership with the Appalachian Regional Commission and our states, it's going to be about competing. The Appalachian region should be able to compete with not only anyone in this country, but globally. So that's what we want to, that's what we aim for. Then we know we've had parity, when we can compete globally. But I want to first just extend my greatest appreciation to Team Kentucky. Let's see everyone's hand working with Team Kentucky for not only arranging for this today, but the work to getting Ashland ready and preparing for all of the people that will be coming in to enjoy Ashland, Kentucky and Eastern Kentucky for our annual meeting in September. It is about how we work together. We don't expect to do anything alone or by ourselves, but it's how we come together to work. I've often said, I'm, of course, from southern West Virginia. If you lifted up the border between southern West Virginia and eastern Kentucky, I'm afraid you wouldn't know where to put it back down. The most rugged part of the Appalachian mountain ridge runs right through southern West Virginia and eastern Kentucky. So when we talk about resiliency and when we talk about strength, we know that the people that come from this central region of Appalachia, they have been there through the toughest times in the ruggedest of conditions. But that's okay, because we also know it's the most beautiful part of Appalachia. I also want to really thank you, Governor, for assuming this role as the state co-chair for the ARC. You know, I explained to people that this is really a trifecta. That's the reason I'm called a federal co-chair. It's not about the Appalachian region. It's about the partnership with the 13 states that represent the Appalachian region. And each year, a governor is selected to be the state co-chair. So we are direct partners. But the real work begins at that local level. The real work begins when communities know what their challenges are, they get together, they have a plan, they get the business community with them, and then they go to the state office and the state says, good idea, good plan. And they match it, and then the ARC becomes that third partner. That's what we call collaboration. And when I've had the honor over this last year, I visited all 13 states, and what I saw was pride. Pride in these local communities. And you know why? Because it's their plan, their project, and their commitment to it. Not only to get that done, but then what's the next project? Where do we go from there? That's what makes the ARC work. We are set up in statute to work that way, and I can't imagine how it could be more successful set up any other way. So as you look around this room, you see the people that have done the work, that have fought those hard fights to diversify, to bring their cities back to life when the coal industry seemed to have left us. But I want to again refer to something that the governor talked about, and that's what the Appalachian region has meant to this country. The Appalachian region built this country. It was the coal and the steel and the timber and the water. All of those things that connect us is what built this country. And I'm here to tell you that through the efforts of the ARC and our 13 states, the Appalachian region will continue to make sure that this country is energy independent, that we remain a superpower in this world, and the Appalachian region will be the main reason that we're able to do that. So we don't ever have to let our heads hang low. We have always been there for our country. We will continue to be there for our country, but we are going to continue to do it in better ways, cleaner ways. But we have everything throughout this Appalachian region that our country needs. We have not only the beauty of the land and the people, but the energy that lies within this mountain ridge. Those things that connect us, the mountains, the rivers. And we're finding that our heritage and our culture is something that now when people come into the Appalachian region, that's what they're attracted to. The music, the stories, our crafts, everything that we take so much for granted as part of our everyday life. And it is the Appalachian region. And so as the federal co-chair, that's what I'm asking. I ask our 13 states, we're not 13 states. We're not 13 states. We're 423 counties. We're 26 million people. The only entity bigger than us in this country is California and Texas. And we are every bit as resilient and strong and transformational as California and Texas. And we're going to prove that. When the governor announced our theme for the conference, Appalachia Rises, oh my goodness, what a great theme. How appropriate. I'm cutting that one. How appropriate. I want you to notice, because you all, of course, know the iconic Ben Williamson Memorial Bridge. But when we talk about infrastructure and the importance of that, there could be no better example of that than this bridge that connects Kentucky to neighboring Ohio. And so that's what this conference will do. It will allow us to connect with all 13 of our states. It will allow to bring us together to talk about new ideas, to share best practices, to brag on what we're doing in our communities, but most importantly, to share that camaraderie that we all love, the family, the people, the opportunity that we have each been given to give back, to work together, and again, to bring our Appalachian region to parity. And so one of the things that I want to announce about the annual conference is obviously we have programming while we're here. We have opportunities for people to have breakout sessions. So any of you in here that have some ideas of program topics that you would like to share, all you have to do is go to arc.gov and go to our conference, and you'll be able to apply and put down what you would like, how you would like to participate in this great gathering of people in September. Most importantly, thank you. Thank you for the work that you do every day. You know, it's easy for me to stand up here and say wonderful things going on. Easy for the governor. It's not easy for the governor. The governor, it's tough every day. But what makes it possible is as he looks out, he knows that he's looking at the people that have never backed down from taking the hard challenges, from doing the work that needs to be done. You've done it every day, and you are continuing to do it through the upheaval of the floods, the natural disasters that hit our areas. But just understand that we never forget that we are all in this together. And the way we come out on the other side is by staying together. So, Governor, thank you for planning this event, for allowing me to be a part of it, and thank each and every one of you for the work that you do, for your families, for your children, for your generations to come. It is about, when I look out and see our youngest members of our audience, it's about her. It's about her future and what we bring to her for Kentucky and for her life. Thank you. Thank you for the day. And now I'd like to, the mayor, Mayor Peter, we are so, I'm sorry. I'm just going to stick with mayor. Mayor, come on up here. Thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
I've been called worse, so. Me too. Yes. A rising tide raises all ships. And how appropriate that is the theme, Appalachia Rises, for this conference. Our city is going through a transformation. We are doing things differently to get different results. We're going to see things change for the better for this city and our community because of the hard work of our commission, our citizens, our tourism offices. And you talk about working together, it's not just states working together. Sometimes the hardest work is done at the local level. Our city and counties are working together better than ever before. And why are we doing that? Because we are stronger and better together. Governor, Ms. Manchin, Rocky, thank you for being champions for our people and showcasing the potential of this place we call home. We are proud to be the host of this conference. We're proud to showcase Ashland any time of the year, actually. It's a sign that Kentucky is on the rise. Appalachian states do have a place at the table, and we will continue to do everything we can to bring jobs to these folks, to show that this is a beautiful city, a beautiful place to live, a beautiful place to bring a business. We are just as good as any other place in this country, and I am proud to be a mayor of the city. I love where I'm from, and I love where we are going. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Brandy Clark and I'm the Executive Director of Visit Ashland. I'm so proud to stand here before you today as a representative of my hometown of Ashland, Kentucky. It's been an honor to play a small role in the metamorphosis that has taken place in our community. As we continue to rise above the adversity that threatened to depress our area over the past few years. As I hope you can tell countywide, we've been all gas, no brakes. And I believe that momentum helped to bring us to what's happening today. We are deeply grateful to Governor Beshear for recognizing the potential of our community. Over the past few weeks, I've had the words of the great poet Reba McEntire repeating in my head. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. This is our chance. We just hit the opportunity lottery, and we will make Ashland, Kentucky shine. The Appalachian Regional Commission is made up of 423 counties across 13 states and spans 206,000 square miles. From southern New York to northern Mississippi, yet here we stand in our small town in eastern Kentucky. I'm filled with optimism and excitement that our future is filled with endless possibilities. And thank you for being here today and cheering us on and for supporting us. And we will make you proud.
So how do you follow that? Don't you love the compassion, the heart, the soul of our people, the commitment to our communities all across the ARC, but especially in this region? Randy, thank you for all the work that you've done on your presentation as far as showcasing this community. You, your team, Mayor, you, your team. This was a competitive situation where a lot of applications came in. Our Commissioner of Local Government and his team were out in different communities looking where the hotel rooms are that can host a conference of this magnitude. The hundreds of people who will be coming here for the ARC conference. And what an honor it is to have the conference in our region, a region, as has been said many times, that helped build America. It's really special. So this just didn't happen by picking this or picking that. This was a competition of visits, a competition of applications, and the selection was made with the help of ARC, Department of Local Government, and picking this city of Ashland. Randy, you and your team, Mayor, you and your team are really to be congratulated. So let's give them a big round of applause. I don't know, I've looked back, Gail, and kind of done a little history lesson, but I may be wrong in some of my history. But you know, what a great day this is. But when you served for 33 years in the Kentucky House, and now 3 years as the senior advisor to the governor, you kind of look at the alignment of things. You look at the alignment of strength. You look at the alignment of weakness. You look at the alignment of where we are today. And man, what an honor it is to have the state co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission to be our governor, Andy Beshear, who was elected now, listen to me, who was elected by all other governors of the ARC, and I'm happy to announce the result of that election. It was unanimous, so I think we ought to give our governor a big round of applause. And then to have the federal co-chair, right across the river, the Big Sandy, the Leviathan Tug, which forms the Big Sandy, and you're correct. So much in common. How our people have lived, the way we made a living, who we are, what we're about, pride. I mean, look at this last three things of this whole deal: resilience, strength, transformation. Man, if that's not us, I don't know what is. And I'm so proud of that. But to have Gail Manchin as the federal co-chair, our neighbor in West Virginia, you know, my district went down 23, and I said the only thing that separates us, the issues that we have, is the Big Sandy River. And now to see somebody who really understands not only our challenges, but our opportunities. Somebody who gets it. Somebody I've known for many, many years. To have the federal co-chair from West Virginia, somebody that's been in the trenches, somebody that understands politics, somebody that understands our communities, to have the state co-chair, our governor from Kentucky, and to have our federal co-chair, Gail Manchin from West Virginia. Gail, we're so proud of you, and thank you for the position you're in to lead the ARC. Let's give it up for Gail Manchin. So you all probably know the ARC is a federal appropriation in the budget bill. And as I continue to talk about the alignment, I want to talk about the alignment of our federal delegation. The congressman from this region happens to be Hal Rogers, the most senior member of the U.S. House. And Congressman Rogers represents Eastern Kentucky. And to be in a senior position, to be able to make sure that not only we maintain our ARC funding, but that we strengthen that. And I think we'll probably see that in this budget that's coming down to Kentucky and across the ARC as far as that federal appropriation. So I mentioned Congressman Rogers because he plays a pivotal role in the House when the budget is being crafted, and I think he's been there long enough to understand how to get it done, and I think there's proof of that. But give it up for our congressman who has been a champion of the Appalachian Regional Commission and making sure it's funded. And so I cannot leave out the other chamber in the U.S. Congress. And in the other chamber, we happen to have another champion who has been a governor, another champion who has served in the U.S. Senate, a friend and our neighbor who is also now serving in the majority, a person who gets it, a person who understands it, a person who knows how to get it done, a person that understands, and this is not a bad word with me, folks, an appropriation of an earmark. Both of these individuals that I'm mentioning, seniority, the ability to get it done. The senator from West Virginia, Joe Manchin. Give it up for Senator Manchin. So the governor often speaks about it's not his job to drive the state to the right or the left. It's his job to lead it forward. And when it comes to issues like the ARC, we have two people of different political parties, a United States Senator in Joe Manchin and a United States Congressman in Hal Rogers. And when it comes to issues like this, that's when we throw away the D's and the R's and the red and the blue and the right and the left. And that's when we come together to fund good things, good priorities, good programs, good investments for our communities all across the ARC. You know, I'm proud to have been raised and still live in an ARC community. If you've raised on the left-hand fork of Middle Fork in Elliott County, I'll say that again, the left-hand fork of Middle Fork in Elliott County, you understand what it means to live in rural Kentucky. And you understand the heritage of our ARC states and counties. You understand how people have gutted it out, people that have given it all to make our communities the best they can possibly be. And when the governor and Ms. Manchin mentioned about a region throughout our ARC communities, when the governor and Gail Manchin mentioned that those are the communities that help build America, there's no question about that. And when you especially look at the two states that are well represented here today, and folks who have come from all over our region, Governor, to be here today, they're from all over. This is a regional conference. Yes, we're going to showcase Ashland, Boyd County. We're going to showcase this entire tri-state area. We're going to do that. But this is about the ARC. You all recognize there'll be several governors coming here to this conference. You recognize there'll be leaders from those 13 states. West Virginia being the one state that is totally an ARC state. The other 12, I believe, parts of their states are parts, just like Kentucky. Our eastern region is a part of the ARC. So several governors, their chiefs of staff, their people who have ideas on what they may have done in their communities to make their community a better place, the challenges that we still face. You know, when you look at our past that brings us so much pride and so much tradition, it is about transformation. It is about building new economies. It is about building new opportunities. It is about lifting our people up and bringing them hope and opportunity throughout the ARC region. It is about providing, as the governor says, in an economy where we're seeing record private sector economic investments across Kentucky, that we spread that prosperity and we make sure that it happens in every region across this ARC opportunity of states. So I am so excited to be here today with the governor, with Gail Manchin. Mayor, thank you for your leadership, your commission, for your good work. I want to apologize on behalf of the county judge of Boyd County, Eric Cheney. Sent me a little text and he said, Rocky, I want to apologize to the governor that I can't be there today, but he said I'm working day shift at the refinery. But he said, I'm so excited. And Mayor, when you and I talked, you practically said those same words. I'm so excited. Brandy, you said in a text message to me, if we are able to be the host of the ARC, we will not let you down. Well, it's not letting me down. It's 13 states, 400 and some counties coming to this community. This is a first-class community with first-class people. The ARC communities are first-class places, first-class people. We deserve it. We've earned it. Our time and our future is now. We have a chance. We have a chance to really make a difference. We have an economy that is like no other economy I've seen. And we flew into the Ashland Regional Airport today, and I'm looking down at all those properties along that river. And I'm just going to put in a plug for this governor. He's focused every day on how we fill up those properties that used to prosper and employ thousands, from the steel mills to the railroads to the coal, how we transform, how we still live in pride about those industries and those people that worked in them, and to how we transform while we support that every day of how we diversify, transform into the future. Man, I tell you, I don't travel all the ARC counties like you, but I know about this region of eastern Kentucky and West Virginia, and I can tell you this region is poised to make big things happen. The leadership, the collaboration, and I'll say it again to end my little talk. When people work together, let me say that again. When people work together, great things happen. And we have an opportunity to bring people together with ideas of how we move forward. Industry representatives who will be here at this conference, the industry representatives who may be in other states that may come throughout our region and throughout the country to look at this conference and to understand, and for us to celebrate our past, but to always remember the Appalachian regions, and especially a region that I was raised and still live in, has the greatest workforce in the world. And I believe that with all of my heart. How about you? So I don't know if you out and tell, but I'm fired up and ready to go. Let's make it happen as we continue to work together. Put aside our differences. Put your earplugs in and get out of the way with all the noise. And look at the good things and the positive things that are going on when it comes to investment in infrastructure, investment in tourism, investment in roads and bridges, investment into education, investment into workforce training, investment into all the things we have an opportunity to do and have done with the Appalachian Regional Commission. Let's make this conference the best Appalachian Regional Commission conference in the history of all conferences. Thank you all.